Hi, everybody. Welcome to Brandon Bishop Unfiltered. As you can see, I'm not doing work. I'm not in the van doing adventures. I'm kind of sitting here in the office and just kind of looking back. I know last week we did the look back at 2025, but now I'm kind of looking back at some of the things that you wanted to know over the last few months. This is filler. I'm not going to lie to you. This is filler. I'm going to take my time, drink some coffee. Good stuff. This is things that you've been wanting to know. I know we don't have a huge fan base for the Brandon Bishop Unfiltered, but we do for Asai TV, and Doomsday Dinners is growing, and all the other things that I do and we do comes with a lot of different questions. So I've been amassing these questions. Some of these famous YouTubers can sit down and do a live stream and answer 5,000 questions in an hour, and that's wonderful for them. I think that's great. But again, I'm not a YouTuber. I don't do this for financial gain. I don't do this to be a YouTuber. I don't do this for anything other than the fact that I get to document all these amazing, important things in my life. As you saw in the last 37-minute video a couple days ago, that's 1 year of doing all that stuff, and next year is going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. But anyways, I get a lot of questions and everything, and I kind of like to finish out the year. I'm not doing anything right now, but I promised myself and whoever gives a shit that I would do at least one video a week. And during the holidays, that's kind of what we're doing. We're going to be in Miami pretty soon. Lots of important things with Asai TV, Doomsday Dinners, and we're going to be doing a lot of events pretty soon, like vendor type events for everything, even my mom's business, Just For You by Jeannie. So there's a lot of stuff coming up. There's a lot of travel next year. There's a lot of everything. Hopefully all good things, Just bad things always kind of sneak their way in, but that's life. Just yesterday I found out about, from the time I'm recording this, I found out about Adam the Woo. So let me start off real quick just by giving a little tribute. I never met him in person. I would have liked to have done something with him and met him and just a handshake, whatever. He's one of the pioneers of kind of doing what I do, and it's there's others that I have to thank for showing me that this can be done. Things like Chrome from Van City Van Life. I still watch his stuff all the time. Of course, Carpetbagger is a friend of mine. I just talked to him a minute ago. He was best friends basically with Adam the Woo, and I took all of those influences and kind of created my own thing here. And it's not really creating anything. It's just picking up a camera, phone half the time, pointing it at my face and talking, or showing what I'm seeing. And I'm so glad that I did that over the last however many years. But right now, we're going to play 23 and Me. 23 questions that I have amassed over the last, I'd say 6 months, probably, maybe some are older. And I always take things that people ask, and then I kind of put them in a little phone folder. And then when I have enough of them, which I didn't have enough of them, I actually asked a couple people, and I actually asked the very last questions from ChatGPT because somebody else got interviewed by ChatGPT. And I thought, well, that's interesting. And ChatGPT asked me like all these amazing questions, like, wow, it's better than like if I sat down with Rolling Stone magazine or something. Like I love ChatGPT. I know, I'm embracing the future. It's going to end us all, right? Okay, Rich wants to know, where's the next van adventure going to take you? The next van adventure, I am a van guy, unfortunately. In the winter, I don't travel very much. I do live in a house now. So I'm like a half-time poser van life guy, and that's fine. The next van adventure, I know we're going to go back to Red Point Vanture. I'm getting another window put in. I'm getting some walls knocked out. I'm getting a brush guard. I'm getting some amber lights. I'm getting a CCTV security system. I'm getting a cargo box with deck plates and all kinds of shit. So that's going to be the next van adventure. I don't know if that's considered an adventure by your terms, but for me, big time adventure. After that, I think usually in around April or May, I do like a full month on the road. I am here taking care of the mom. It's hard for me to leave for a lot of reasons. So yeah, There'll be a lot of events, vendor style events. There'll be a lot of filming for Side TV since we're back on a huge level. I'm going to Miami, like I just said, but it's not a van trip. Unfortunately, it's a soft landing. Anyhow, so I can't give an exact about that one. We do have an event coming up in Monroe, Michigan, about 20 minutes away from here, where I'll be taking the van because we're setting up vendor booths for her business, my business, blah, 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 blah. Glad you're finally dating. When is the wedding? From Jamie. Very funny, Jamie. I was dating. Wonderful girl. Just didn't work out. Distance. One might say age. I'm a little older. It's whatever. It could be interests. And it was really fun while it was really fun. That's all I'm going to say. I have nothing bad to say about her. And I think she's great. I'm already kind of talking again. We'll see. I don't put a lot of stock into it. My life's goal is not to get married and have children and, have a full-time job and buy a house and a boat that I can only use 3 times a year. And that's not me. I'm very selfish, and I've earned the right to be. And if someone can add to what I'm doing, if somebody has to take away my attention in a big way, not just like going on dates and, and all that stuff. No, I don't want to be nobody's dad. I don't want to be anybody's provider anymore. I've done all that shit, and I did it as best as I could to the best of my abilities. I don't want to do it anymore. It's all about me. It's about my mom, about my kids, about my businesses, and that's enough. Amanda, when are you bringing back your monthly events to Colorado Springs? Those were fun. These are old questions. Never. I am, let me start with Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs was okay for what it was. It was a miserable time in my life. I've never been happier than I am now. Those events were just to raise money for charities. We raised over $40,000 in 2 years. And some of the events were great. Some of them flopped. The big one that we did, the Super Ultra Mega Con, total flop for the vendors and for the city of Colorado Springs, who totally turned their back on us. My fault for having ticket prices too high because it was supposed to be a different kind of event than it ended up being, mainly just a shopping event with some live entertainment. BLEG, that's right, Bishop Live Events Group, which is going to start bringing those events to Michigan. I already have 6 of them conceptualized and soon to be booked. And then from there, we just start busting our ass all over again throughout the year, 6 every other month, basically. I may start off with 4 because it is a hefty undertaking. But once you get the first 2 or 3 done, you've got your vendor base. And then you just book them as far ahead as possible. And I know a lot more. I learned from all the mistakes I made with the Super Ultra Mega Con and other things. So I've been doing events since I was 16 years old. And it's something I think I'm good at. And I think I enjoy doing. And I think I'll give it another shot. Stanley. Oh, yeah, I know who this is. Thanks for giving me one of your Doomsday dinners. And they're fun and taste very good. No punctuation. I got the Hawaiian tacos. What new ones will you have and where can we get them? January 5th, which is next week, is when we go live with Doomsday Dinners. And I'm looking very forward to that because you can order them at doomsdaydinners.com. Yes, you can. And you can pick one of 12 different human recipes, not made of humans, but made for humans, which is, there's so many of them. There's everything from peanut butter chicken to the Hawaiian tacos to pit smoked barbecue brisket tacos to ramen to mac and cheese to lasagna to... Just go look at doomsdaydinners.com. You can look now. Plus, we have all the individual. You don't have to get the full MRE, which is like a huge bag of fun shit. You can also get just the entrees, which are a lot cheaper, and just the main dish. You can also get Vault 55 freeze-dried candies, which are so much fun to make. You can also get Doomsday Donuts. Unbelievable. Dip them in some milk. They're freeze-dried donuts. Oh, so good. Or dip them in your coffee. Unbelievable. And I made Doomsday hot sauces. So there's all kinds of stuff for you to try at doomsdaydinners.com. That's how you can get them. And if you want to know what menus I have, they're right there. Number 5. Oh, I love criticism. I grow from criticism. I actually listen to criticism. And this is a good one. Maybe if you focused on one thing instead of 20, you'd be more successful. TV, freeze drying, you spelled freeze wrong. YouTube, shirts, van, now hot sauce and donuts. Pick a lane, from Mike. Thank you, Mike. No, it's great advice. It really is. My problem is I can't just do a side TV all the time because that would require me to travel 100% of the time, which I would love to do. Current circumstances, I cannot. Yeah, so that's why. And what do I do when I can't be out filming and I'm done with editing? I'm a very good cook. I know that I am. So I started cooking and freeze drying foods, and I love MREs. Like, I can probably see them behind me. There's probably a bunch of them. These are the ones we used to eat in the Army, and I always thought they were fun because they are fun. They taste like shit. Most of them, they're very unhealthy for you. So I just decided to make my own. Simple as that. The t-shirt company is so handy to have. I make my own logos. I design everything. I design literally everything I have, and that gives me an avenue where I can get stuff printed really cheap, mainly for myself, and then offer it to the public through a store, through e-commerce, and that's all part of everything else. The van stuff, that's just who I am as a person. I get to travel while doing Doomsday Dinners and a side TV. Do you see how it all fits together? It's not picking a lane. There is no lane. The hot sauce and the donuts, that's part of Doomsday Dinners. There is no lane, okay? It's all this. I just discovered One-Eyed Buffalo on Apple Music. Downloaded everything on Apple Music, thank you. And what's the story of this band? I found a Facebook page, but that's it. Are you touring? Any new music coming? 21 Years is a great album. Thank you. And that is from, oh shit, I messed it up. Tony. Tony, you're awesome. I appreciate that. Nobody makes music without wanting to hear that. So thank you. I don't hear it enough. Nobody listens to our music, okay? Me and Dave Lakosik, we met in Korea, of all places, when we were in the Army, in South Korea, of course. And within a couple hours of knowing each other, we were jamming. He had a guitar. There was a drum set at this little... It was really weird. I was on Camp Stanley, which no longer exists, but I was at Camp Stanley in the Army, and there's this big building. Not big, but it was a good-sized building with just tons of musical instruments in there, a stage, little sound booths, everything. It was badass. And Dave had his guitar, and he plugged into like this. I put together this weird drum set, and we were jamming within a couple hours of knowing each other. And we never stopped. We recorded 3 albums together. Actually, you could say 4, but one was recorded on a 4-track in the barracks in Camp Stanley in Korea. We were best friends for 21 years until he passed away of food poisoning, which I'll never get over. It's a pain that... It's an anger. It's a pain. And everybody who's lost a close person knows this pain and knows the anger. And I have that. And that's something every day I think about. Like we talked about, dude, we're going to be on the porch of his old house in Lawton, Oklahoma. Him with a guitar and me probably with a bongo or a djembe or something. And we're going to be jamming when we're in our 70s. It didn't happen. And I think of all the music we could have created, all the fun we could have had. I would have loved to have sent him one of these. Like, Dave, look at this thing I made. That's the kind of relationship we had. I love that guy. He was my best friend I'll ever have. And, it's one of those things where, anyways, I'm getting away from the question. I go off when I talk about Dave sometimes because he deserves it. And it's emotional as shit to me, even 5 years later, however it is. I couldn't even go to his funeral. It took me years to even visit his gravestone because I didn't want it to be real. And, that makes it real. So yeah, the last thing he said to me, gave me a big hug and said, I love you. Be safe, when I'm driving away from his house. And I never, ever, you never know when that's going to be the last time you see somebody you just don't know. Anyway. we released 21 Years. He left me a massive amount of music that he played basically everything on. I did drums on some things, but most of it was him. He was an incredibly talented human being. And I finally got around to releasing 21 Years. I'm proud of most of it. I don't like the song Sing. I'll Sing For You. I hate that song. It was just recorded badly and sang badly by me. But as far as new music, I still have about 10 tracks. I could put something else together. They're kind of the tracks I just didn't have anything for. But then I keep finding things. I keep finding emails that Dave sent me that I didn't even know existed. And there's another track in there. So there'll be new music someday. Right now, just so many other things going on. And it took me years to get 21 Years out. So I needed him sitting next to me telling me I sucked every 15 minutes, which made me better, believe it or not. So, do you still watch wrestling? Any plans to get back in the ring? Why does everybody want me to do things I used to do? I'm doing a lot of cool shit now. What's your stance on Mick Foley quitting the WWE? Will he go to AEW? I don't know. I don't think Mick Foley will ever go to AEW. I don't think he needs to. What would they even do with him? So I don't watch AEW, unfortunately. I know I got a lot of friends that work there, and that's cool. I'm glad they're getting massive paychecks. That's awesome. I just don't care for the product. I've always been a WWE guy, but even WWE's pissing me off lately. So I agree with Mick Foley every step of the way. But you can't keep politics out of wrestling. It's like a safe haven for so many people, myself included. Keep it out. We don't want Trump at shows. We don't want Trump anywhere. I don't even want him on the planet. But we don't want that in our one little thing that we have. You know what I mean? It's like, leave it. Get that piece of shit away from it. You know, Mick Foley, if you don't want to be a part of it, don't be a part of it. But you can't expect people with, multi-million-dollar contracts to be like, I quit. I don't like Trump. No, that's not how it works. Will I ever get back into the ring? It would take a massively amazing circumstance to get me back into the ring. I'm nowhere near ring shape. Not even, I'd have to start all the way over. I don't think I have time. Now, will I run a promotion again? That depends. Ooh, that was a good swallow. That depends on how all this other shit goes. So, I don't know. You should run for office. Better than just airing out your frustrations on Facebook. Don't get me wrong, I agree with almost everything you say, but you could probably do more than just talk, Angela. If I had a nickel for every time I thought about running for some kind of office, I thought about it in Colorado once. I actually made stuff like posters, and then the pandemic hit and I didn't feel like doing anything. Actually, no, that was like 4 years before the pandemic, wasn't it? Shit. Yeah, it was like 2016. I was going to run for not House of Representatives. What is it? The local thing with the district. I can't even remember. Yeah, I'm real good at politics. I get me on a debate stage with any of these wackos, left or right, and I'll decimate them. Do I think I would make a good president? I don't know what the job entails. Could I talk my way in and out of just about everything? Sometimes. I don't want to run for office, though. It's just, it's bullshit. Do they need more ground level, grassroots people that are not a part of the system? Absolutely. Am I the one? Again, it would be a circumstantial thing where it's like, oh, there's an avenue. I take it? Yeah, I'll take it. Okay, number 9. I want all of the freeze-dried candies, all of them, right now, Larry. Okay, doomsdaydinners.com. Go buy them. Number 10. Any plans to do a daily YouTube show like some of the others do? Like Adam the Woo and Carpetbagger and Chrome. All the guys that I watch do a daily thing, usually, but most every day. I see you added the eating show. I'm going to eat you. Oh, I don't have to sign up. What's keeping you from doing more? Might be good for the algorithm. The algorithm hates me on YouTube. So if you're the algorithm and you're watching, screw you, buddy. And I get it, because this channel used to be a personal channel just for stuff with me and my kids and stuff in it 15 years ago. And then it turned into a wrestling channel where I put all the wrestling shows on here. And then it turned into a wrestling and a music channel, because I was doing both at the time, singing and wrestling and running the promotion, ACW. And then it turned into nothing for a while. And then it turned into a SciTV YouTube channel. And then I turned it into a Van Life channel. Now it's back to being a SciTV on YouTube. So I'm like, the algorithm's like, what do you want from me? I notice you've been a lot more positive lately. Well, somewhat. ... Things going better in life? Question mark. Pauline. Things are great. And here's the thing. Thank you for noticing. I've been trying to keep negativity off of here. It still happens. And sometimes people consider negativity just something that they don't agree with. If I say Trump's a piece of shit, they think that's negativity. No, it's not negativity. It's my opinion. If you don't like it, click out of here. I don't give a shit. And you may think that's negative. That's just me talking, okay? People talk like this, okay? People are not always, oh my God, I'm not one of those YouTube shows. It's like, here we are, guys. Smash that like button, and we're going to talk about mountains today. We're going to climb that mountain up there in the back. We're going to do it within 1 hour and back, and it's going to be great. And this is all real, man. I'm not bullshitting anybody, so if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I do try to leave politics out of it. I do, because maybe this is part of somebody's day that they want to keep positive, and they're sick of hearing about me griping about shit. And I get it. I get that. But it's still my show, and it's still just real life stuff. This show's for me in 20 years. This show's for my kids, my grandkids, and their grandkids, and all the friends and people that I've amassed throughout this journey. That's what this is for, right? Okay, this is a scrapbook. It's a time capsule. I want the good and the bad. Number 12, how's your mom doing? Oh, it's also from Pauline. She's doing great. She's doing wonderful. I couldn't be happier with how she's doing. I know she had a couple scares last year or throughout this year. And I'm glad they were just scares. I've had a scare this year. So we all have scares. But right now, she's doing the best she can. And I'm very proud of her for getting her business started, Just For You by Jeannie. .etsy.com. Go there, you can make custom, whatever you want. Literally, she can make with beads and pins and bookmarks, and it's so badass. So badass. Jason wants to know, what do you miss most about pro wrestling? Ever think of bringing ACW back? Yes, I think about it all the time because I know I'm a very good creative writer. I'm a very good event coordinator, and I'm very good at writing a wrestling show and participating in one. I know that I'm good at this stuff. And if you don't think I am, then that's your opinion. There's very few things I'll brag about. My cooking, my enormous penis, and no, I'm kidding. I don't brag about that at all. No, but I know I'm good at running a wrestling show and a promotion. So would I bring ACW back? I would take the C out of there because there's a lot of ACWs out there. And Asylum Wrestling would be something I'm very interested in. But right now, I got to sell about 1 million of these, about 1 million subscriptions, and then you're going to see one hell of a wrestling show. And it'll be more of a TV product. It'll be more of a TV product than a wrestling show. So if you like WWE, AEW, stuff like that, it's going to be completely different than that. It'll be more of a unique thing. It's been in my brain for a long time, and I gotta get some success on these other avenues first before I start opening up another one. Do you ever mend broken fences with people? Burnt bridges? Is it even worth it? Do I? All the time. There's several burnt bridges right now that I would like to rebuild. The name Rodney comes up right now. There's not too many though, honestly. I mean, I'm friends with most of my ex-girlfriends. I don't really lose friends. I've lost a few in Colorado, and half of them I could give, probably 90% of them I could give a shit about ever talking to again. They're just not good people. But there are a couple. I don't know, man. I piss people off occasionally. I get that, and I'm sorry, not sorry. Maybe you pissed me off too. Maybe there's every case is different. It's all very subjective, and he said, she said. There's bullshit, and I don't deal with any drama, and that's great. I'm a drama-free existence right now. The only drama I have is working and making my shit succeed, and that's good drama to have. I like that kind of drama. I don't have any ex-girlfriends or people that are always angry at me or chewing me out online like internet tough guys. And I don't have any of that. And that's great. Like I said, there's some people in the past that I really want to reach out to and I've been kind of chicken shit about. And it will happen eventually. Or we'll all die and it won't. I don't know. But it's, everybody has that. Is it worth it? Depends on the person. If you have obviously you have somebody in mind. How do you feel about that person? If you love that person and you really, really miss that person, then cast it out there, man. See what happens. Casey, the beautiful Casey, what is success to you now versus what you were taught growing up? And what's something people assume about you that is completely wrong? First question, what is success to me? I don't know, because I believe that truly successful people don't know that they're successful, and they keep striving for more and more and more and more. There's no such thing as a complete ladder until you're dead. Ladder as an Ladder, like with the firemen rescue people on. I've achieved success in a lot of ways. There's personal success, there's financial success, there's emotional success. I think I'm a successful person in a lot of those ways, but there's another rung, man. And then you pull that up and you're like, oh, okay. Oh. And then you just keep doing this and trying, you may stumble once in a while. Whoa, 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 whoa. And then you grab another one and you pull yourself back up. And then you get to the top, you go to Doomsday Dinners, you have a little freeze-dried camping food meal. Responsibly throw away the packaging, then you just keep... There's always something else. And the other guy's probably right. Pick a lane, Mike said pick a lane. He's probably very right to say that. If I was just doing a side TV and only a side TV, I'd be bored with it. But I'd probably be farther along than I am now. If I get 1 million subscribers, guess what? What's stopping me from getting 2 million? That's the way this brain operates. So I don't know what success is, because I don't think I'll ever get to where I want to be. Does that make sense? What do people assume about me? That I'm super rich? No. No. Cajun Psychopath. Interesting cat. Grower or shower? Definitely a grower. By every account of the word. If there was ever a poster child for a grower, okay, Dan. I love Dan. He's a good guy. What's a belief you had 10 years ago that you get body slammed for today? 10 years ago? Not a lot has changed in 10 years. I was a lot more outspoken about, not being religious and things like that back in the day, which you get to a point where you realize nobody gives a shit what you're talking about right now. So why? And do you really feel that passionate about something that you have nothing to do with or no opinion on? No. I was doing it for attention, I think, and probably a little longer than 10 years ago, but I don't know. I think I was just looking for something. And a side TV was that something that I eventually found. And when you don't have a life, you really are out there stretching to find a life and find an identity and find a voice and find something. I gotta be a part of something. And I'm guilty of that. Absolutely. And not anymore, though. I have a life. I have a wonderful life. Go to AsideTV.com. Watch the other episodes of this show. Buy one of these. Got a good life. I don't need to be that guy anymore. So he also wants to know, if you had to start a brand new show tomorrow with zero budget, that's every show, and one camera, what's the concept and what would you call it? I want to do a show with my daughter. She's an amazing talent, and she doesn't know it yet. I can tell right away because that's just what I do. I identify talent. She's awesome. She's a great talker. No idea where she gets that from. I want to do a show called Tripping with My Dad, where it's just me and her going down freeways and stopping at all the cool shit. Another travel show. I think that'd be so much fun. We don't need a budget. We could film it with our phones for all I care. But yeah, just share some stories and share the road and Tripping with My Dad. I mean, that's a great name too. So That's really the only answer. I got 5,000 other ideas. So Shop This Town with my friend Shawin. We're going to be doing that pretty soon in Miami, first episodes. There's so much. Like literally every day comes with a new show idea up here. Lonnie wants to know, why did you change the Asai TV logo? I like it, but I like the old one as well. What is an Asai? I'm hoping you're saying it right. Now, if I could do one thing, my only regret with Asai TV, I like saying the words Asai TV. But when people read it, the less educated people, they say Assy TV. What is half of the word asylum, people? Asylum, Asai. I know you have to have an intelligence level for certain things, but this is not one of those things. It's easy. Asai TV. Assy TV would have 2 S's, but I would have changed the name. I wanted to call it Explore, starting with X, Explore TV, but somebody owned it, and I couldn't take it. I even made logos and everything for it. That would have been a great name for what we do. But Asai TV's, it is what it is. Why did I make it this logo? Funny story about that. The old logo looked a lot like HBO, like too much like HBO, and that's cool. It kind of fit in with the other networks, and when you're looking at it on Roku or whatever. This is against everything that I ever would have came up with. I like solid, bold, blue, blacks, just, come on, look at that. Boom. This is against everything that I would normally like. I like the cutout, like ransom note letters. I thought that was cool. Originally, I wanted them all to be the same color, but then I looked at it, I'm going, it's kind of boring. And then I just put this together with different, like I said, little ransom note letters. And I'm like, that looks good. And then I put like little TVs or airplanes or squirrels and cats and stuff up here. And it just looked good. And I'm sitting there going, is that it? And it is. And it's really against, like I said, it's not what I would have normally have chosen. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to get out of my own way and do something a little more colorful and something that's just, And I like it a lot. I'm glad you like it too. Who are the 3 most influential public figures to you and why? It doesn't have to be anyone in our time. Can be past or present. Oh, that's from Shawberry. Love me some Shawberry, Shawin. My 3 most... I used to say Vince McMahon, but I can't do that anymore. I'm definitely going to say like Mel Brooks. There's a lot. There's a lot of them. That's why I'm trying to narrow it down. Mel Brooks is a huge one. Influence on me. And I could go into like favorite actors like Gene Wilder and John Cusack and things like that, but they're not really influences. Influences. Monty Python. There's just, like, my head's cluttered. I'm kind of looking around my walls because I do have a lot of stuff featuring a lot of people, but Larry David's another one. People that influence me to what I want to do. I was a wrestler for a long year. William Regal was a big influence. I can go into politics. Henry Wallace, Bernie Sanders. Big influences. George Carlin is my main influence for just about everything I do. I could say Richard Pryor. I could say... there's so many. There's so many. I can't narrow it down to 3. I wish I could. Man, there's so many wonderful people that I've stolen little threads from to make a big tapestry of me. And I can't really think. There's people that you don't know, like Dave, my guitar player. I talk about him again. He was a huge influence on me. My mom, easy enough. I watched her, have me as a 17-year-old girl in Detroit with no hope. And now she has a wonderful life. And Shawberry also wants to know, boxers or briefs? You're going to find out. No, I'm kidding. Neither. Because I'm free balling. I can't stand underwear. Sorry, now you know too much. From Courtney. Love me some Courtney. What was your favorite cartoon as a kid? that could take 9 years to answer. And when was the last time you watched it? My favorite cartoon I liked all the 80s, man. He-Man. G.I. Joe, Speedy and the Chopper Gang was one that charge. Damn, dude. I mean, I watch cartoons mainly now. Family Guy, American Dad, South Park, Rick and Morty. There's so many Smiling Friends. There's so many regular shows. There's so many good ones. Funny. I like the adult cartoons now. It's just they're perfect for people my age. They're the ones I just mentioned. They were made for Brandon. They were made for me, and I will partake in them for as long as I exist. But as a kid, like I said, just all the 80s stuff, Transformers, of course, Rocko's Modern Life, that's a little older, but when I was a little older, I still love that one. It's one of my favorites of all time. Oh man, cartoons. I love cartoons. Courtney would also like to know, how do you like them taters cooked? I wish I could tell you. I really honestly wish I could show you and tell you and explain that in full demonstrative detail. Probably not going to happen though. And finally, for our 23 questions, 23 of me, should I call it that? I asked ChatGPT. Like I said, it gave me like a full interview. I only asked for like one question. It gave me like this full interview. And you know, I think I'm going to do another video, a quick one, 10 questions from ChatGPT, just to see how much it knows about me. It'd be kind of fun to do. ChatGPT wants to know, what would it take for you to finally feel like you've done enough? I'm telling you, ask ChatGPT to interview you. If you use ChatGPT all the time and it knows a lot about you, ask it. That's a wonderful question. Not achieved more, not built something bigger, but actually rested. Wow. Without guilt, knowing you didn't leave anything important undone. ChatGPT asked that question. That's incredible. Like literally, I bother ChatGPT all the time for answers and ideas and just things. It's literally kind of my best friend right now. It's a little sad. Wow, when do I think I've done enough? When I'm dead. When I'm dead, I can't imagine. I don't know how to relax. I don't know how to go on a vacation. My friend Heather used to be like, hey, let's just go to the beach and sit on the beach and drink. Why in the blue penis would I ever do that? I don't know why. I don't know how to do that. I'd be sitting there trying to get shit done and filming something on the beach. If the camera's not rolling, then why go anywhere? I have a television network, a travel TV network called Asai TV, asytv.com, or ASYTV on Roku. Find us. I live for memories, and I live for capturing memories. And when does that end? When I end. And I hope my daughter, my grandson, somebody that I work with picks it up and carries it after I'm gone, because Vinny, if he's not dead, he'll probably die this week. Anybody, like seriously, let's get together and build an unbreakable bond that has a plan for the future long after I'm gone. If I'm lucky, I've only got about 25, 26 years left. I'll be in my late 70s. Like that's good, right? 80 maybe? Okay, let's say I got 29 years left. Okay, cool. I'm not going to be running around filming shit for those last 10 years either. So let's say I've got 10-year plan to make this a profitable thing to hand down to my family or whoever takes it up next. I want it to live on after me. But when I'm dead, that's when I stop. Okay? I mean, I don't think I'll be able to run around in my 80s, but, you know, filming stuff and traveling nonstop, living in a van. I don't think I can do that at that point. Who knows? Maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I will. We just lost Adam to the Woo, who did the exact same things I did. I'm not in much better shape, if not, probably I'm in worse shape than he was. And he just dies in his sleep after a huge European vacation, after releasing a video where he's walking around laughing, having a good time in his hometown. I could go tomorrow, man. Like, seriously. I'm on blood pressure medication. I'm 40 pounds overweight. Shit. I could go tonight. Who knows? And if that happens, then that's when it ends. You know, that's when I've had enough. That's when I'm rested. Will there ever be a point when I sell? Here's the thing. If we sell 1 million of these things, I sell the company. Somebody else can deal with it. And then I'll probably start something new. The answer is never until I'm gone. But my phone's blowing up now. You've sat here long enough. I don't even know how long this video is. I'm sorry it's taking that long. It's probably a half hour, maybe longer. I'm going to finish my coffee and then start filming again because it's not over yet. My phone is going crazy. Aeon Cruz, she wants sushi. Cool, let's go. Send her some sushi. See you next time, and we'll get back to adventures and fun shit, I promise. But Happy New Year.